And so we find ourselves here in the wonderful suburb of Box Hill, and it's rather boring. This light is incredibly bright. I don't know quite if it's good enough. Hi, how are you? Does this work well? And we can see here we're taking a lovely view of the wall, basically. Not really much going on around here. In fact, it's all rather quiet. It is quite lovely, as you can see. You can see the wonderful TV set there. There we go. Ooh, what a lovely piece of focus that is. Yes, there we have it. Wonderful stuff there on TV. And there we have the stereo, and we have lots of things up there. There's Ray's head, of course. Ray does not have an eye patch, of course, which is a popular misconception. And you're probably getting a bit of a headache wandering around here, and you can basically see. And we can go all dark and everything once we get into here. Ooh, yuck. There's the toilet. There's a room. Oh, isn't that lovely? Zoom. And we're back into wonderful little old Box Hill. Oh shit, that probably did not do the camera lens any good whatsoever. Let's take a quick look outside. Let's have a look at this. I've got no idea how the sound's working out here. We're now in the back garden. There's the wonderful washing machine, as you can see there. And we've got the little door thing still down there with some things stuck to it a bit. Woohoo, still got all the same graffiti and shit. I'll get some on my feet, then we'll go for a wander outside, but let's first. Then we'll get to see the Welcome to Borneo sign there, close up. Let's see how this kind of stupid clip mic thing that I'm wearing works. Oh yeah, boy, here's the new computer. Well, if it's new, it's had it for a while. It's just a shitty old computer, but you know, there you go. Cool. It was daytime. Somewhere an owl hooted. Or perhaps it didn't, because in fact, owls only come out at night. But still, the cemetery was pretty much, well, as it's always been, basically lots and lots of graves sitting there with, well, not really much to do. But meanwhile, on the other side of the road, where you find the postbox hidden beyond all the strange little shrubby things really badly out of focus, like this, or even that, it says number 12. And this is the story of 12 Sanders Road, in the wonderful leafy Melbourne suburb of Box Hill. A scummy looking house from the outside, and pretty much the same on the inside. In the drive we see a big empty space, followed by a Holden Chimera, with a rather amusing sticker on the back that says, sometimes I break for tribbles. So that's what happens here. We see a bin, and here we see the infamous gate where people walk when they go through the gate and find themselves in this strange mystical land that perhaps might be Borneo or perhaps Box Canyon or somewhere else. We can see a funky pie sculpture there. Lots of things, even toilets in the front garden here. And we can just generally take a wander and see the just general overgrownness and crapticity of the garden here in Box Hill. Lots of just crap everywhere. There we see the wonderful washing line and heating system, which likes blowing up quite frequently. The annoying wind chimes, the cardboard box, which is there for some obscure reason, and the gasometer, which once exploded. If we step up to the rather famous front door with the centre light, which just doesn't like staying on, we can open the wonderful old creaky door that sounds like this and enter the abode of the freaky people. And it's inside this abode where we find it's all rather dark. In the corner we see some empty sofas and guitar cases and posters and coasters and lots of things that rhyme with toasters. On the wall we have various paraphernalia and things, and the TV is on. Now here's the wonderful kitchen. Now note the scum on the floor, there's usually a lot of it. Lovely. And there we see the lights and various appendages and things, and let's take a look inside the wonderful Sanders Road fridge, and we can see today it's looking, I don't know, as bad as ever, although we defrosted the freezer and that's not looking too bad for once. We see here the room which was once a laundry with which Chris is in at the moment, and it has a sleeping animal, being Mr. Moog. On the bed up there we can see him, and he's not really doing much because he sleeps during the day, you see. And in turning around here, ooh, what a lovely view. There's the crappy old view out the kitchen window. Isn't that nice? No, not particularly. The cupboard, by the way, is in immaculate condition, having been cleaned relatively frequently, i.e. not very frequently at all, but in fact very recently. There, of course, is the famous Mr. Raiders poster. And we can take a wander around again and admire the spectacular bookshelves and the bottles and things. We have the wonderful wall with bills and things stuck on it. Tony D, this guy's incredibly cool. There we can see him in his splendor. Yes, he's obviously the rocker rebel. The bathroom, as just generally decrepit as usual. Let's see what happens in here. Not a lot. We can just see the general scum. There's Michael J. Fox and some stuff. The, of course, wonderful Sharon. Lots of clothes and Elvis, of course. No bathroom would be complete without, of course, Elvis. The toilet, of course, is the most famous thing in the whole entire universe, or indeed this house. And the wall, well, it's covered in a vast array of just generally crazy material. There's a lot of stuff here, and it's really hard to go through. Isn't that classic there? Yes, indeed. And here we got a cool one. It's not going to focus, is it? There we have it. Gary Campagnola. Yes, doesn't get much better than that. In the meantime, there we have more crazy stuff on the toilet and in the general area of the toilet. A rather famous area of the house, this as well. There's Jeff Kennett down in the corner even. Yeah, there's Roger Klimpson there, of course, in his wonderful splendor. Just general crap, basically. Oh, not forgetting, of course, you want the soup? Kim Bruce, who's going mad, and lots of toilet pictures and stuff. Anyway, I've fallen asleep just walking in there. Which leads me to this room, which I guess someone very cool obviously lives in here. Ooh, it's all gone nice and bright, isn't that good? A lovely array of stuff there on the ceiling. Yeah. Yes, isn't that rather wonderful? And yes, it all happens in here, indeedy-didy-doody. And lots and lots of general crap lying about. And then we see lots of crazy people. And just generally lots of crap. And then we see the gate again, and basically that's about it for inside the house. Except actually for this crazy room over here, which is very dark and very dull and slightly less messy than it usually is. Which leaves but one thing. What, pray you ask, is that? It is in fact the back garden, which I'm fed up with completely. There we see the wonderful washing machine. Old Bitey, we call it, eats underwear. Generally lives in the back garden. Ooh.